Hello, my loves. Hello, my Magateers. I wish I had some facial hair, but I had to shave it off yesterday for the event, meeting Glenn Beck. So listen, in this live video, I'm going to be talking about perhaps the most exciting things I've ever experienced as Lady MAGA USA. Number one, I'm going to tell you what it was like to meet Glenn Beck, who, oh gosh, my tiara is crooked, and the interaction we had and what he had to say to me, which was amazing. I'm going to be talking about ESG, because if conservatives don't talk about ESG, which I will tell you what it is, anyway, let me put on my lip gloss first. My lips are still dry and cracked from putting on lip sense yesterday. I love lip sense, but it's horrifying for your lips. So, little lip gloss. So Glenn Beck, ESG. I'm going to talk about why I'm wearing this t-shirt, Freedom Over Fear, with, which side is it on? This side. Mama Bear's logo. Her name is Kimberly Reichs. I might be saying her last name wrong, but I met her in Las Vegas, and she successfully got the school district in Iowa to stop putting muzzles on children. So I'm associated with heroes like Glenn Beck and Kimberly and Iowa Mama Bears. But before we dive into that, I have to tell you, I'm lucky to be talking to you right now on this live. Hello, chérie. Sorry, I've got a whole mess of stuff to share with you today. So Facebook has been messing with me. One day I'm allowed to post, and then one day I'm not. One day they tell me you can't post for 30 days, and then all of a sudden I'm back. So you guys have to understand, just like gays against groomers, I can't say the word GROOMERS, because that's what got me banned last time. They are off Twitter, they're on Twitter. So you have to understand the game that these major communist social media platforms are playing. They let you post, like right now, we're posting and I can earn stars and people can donate stars and subscribe, but tomorrow I'll be kicked off again. The game they are playing is intimidating you, and they're basically just being an abusive mother. Like, oh, you can have a cookie, you can play outside, but mommy dearest is gonna whip you if you eat your cookie too fast. So we are in a game with major social media platforms. So before I forget, listen, all of you on Facebook, I have 42,000 of you on Facebook. And of course, they only let 6,000 to 10,000 of you see my content. So please text Lady MAGA to text Lady MAGA to 53445. Because I know my time is limited on this platform, because they have given me repeated warnings, and every time you violate their community standards, they let you back on, but it's a strike against you. So you have to understand that my time with you on Facebook is limited. And eventually, all of us patriots, we're gonna be on underground radio communication. And I'm trying to branch out. You know, I'm on Locals, I'm on Patreon, I'm on Truth Social, but for now, I am going to take advantage of being on the mainstream sites as long as I can. So once again, before we talk about Glenn Beck and Mama Bears and the NRA, I have a lot to say about the NRA today. Text Lady MAGA to 53445. And I hope you see this. And please share this live video, because I've never done a live with more exciting news than everything I'm going to share with you. So let's start with Glenn Beck. He came to Utah, and I am privileged and honored to know a woman named Gail Ruzicka. She is the president of Eagle Forum, and if you're a longtime conservative, you know who Phyllis Schlafly was. Kate Blanchett did a show, I think it was on Netflix, about Phyllis Schlafly. Phyllis Schlafly was an incredible patriot, and Gail Ruzicka and I are close friends. You would never expect Lady MAGA USA to be like besties with someone like Gail Ruzicka. She has been the #1 pioneer of standing up for America in the state of Utah. I don't know how old she is. She looks gorgeous, by the way, but I think she's pushing 80. And this lady has been at every meeting at the Utah State Capitol when I go to testify for the rights of children to not be drugged or mutilated. She's just a phenomenal person. But you would never expect a gay drag artist and Gail Ruzicka, the president of Eagle Forum, to come together. And you guys, that is my goal. I believe in Gail's freedom to be a Mormon, to be a staunch religious conservative, and she believes in my freedom to wear a wig and have a good time. So anyway, I mention her because she is the one with Jamie Renda, my dear friend who owns this studio where I am right now with this nice lighting. They arranged for me to have a VIP ticket for Glenn Beck. So when I got there, I was like, do I get to meet him? Can I go backstage? And a woman who was organizing it took me by the hand. She's like, come with me right now. So she's like, come up these stairs. There was Glenn Beck. He was busy. He was getting ready. And she was like, come with me and you're going to meet him. So I had a backpack, a pink backpack that I made just for him. I took a big Sharpie and made it all cute. I said, Glenn Beck, Utah loves you. And in the bag, I had like a Lady MAGA shirt and some Trump tater cards from my friend Jamie Renda and a letter from me and a Utah t-shirt. And I'm really embarrassed. And if Glenn Beck sees this or his interns or whoever, the shirt that I gave him that said Utah USA was a used shirt. But I only had smalls left, but it was clean. It smelled like laundry detergent, but it was very wrinkled, and I'm kind of embarrassed. So anyway, I went up there, and they said, there's Glenn Beck. And the lady took me by the hand. I was all decked out in Lady MAGA in my fabulous outfit from yesterday. I'm very proud of it. And she was like, there's somebody I want you to meet. And Glenn Beck looked at her and said, is this okay? Because I know there are infiltrators and people who want to take advantage of Glenn Beck. And she was like, absolutely. I'm sorry. The fact that a patriot from Utah looked into the eyes of Glenn Beck and reassured him that taking a picture with me was legitimate and that I am a real patriot. Anyway, so I got to meet him. I said, hey Glenn, I was recently featured on Pat and Stu's, Blaze TV show, and Pat and Stu didn't care that I'm a drag artist. But he watched my video about protecting children from mutilation and drugs. And so I got to meet him, and I said, hey, Glenn, would you take a picture with this Utah t-shirt? And we took a picture together, and then, it was quick. So then I went back, and I got to sit in the VIP section, which I'm not used to, and I was right front and center. And Glenn Beck, he made eye contact with me multiple times, and he looked at me and said, you have been rejected from your own community, but you're a dude in a dress. And I said, of course I am. That's the whole point of what I do. You can dress up, you can be theatrical, but please let's stop erasing women. A man like me, I'm 6'2", I'm very strong. I'm not going to try and compete with biological women. And I'm sure as heck not going to go into a women's locker room or bathroom. So anyway, he called me out. We literally made eye contact multiple times. And the funny thing is, you know, somebody like Glenn Beck, he's like what? One of the top 3, maybe top 5 most incredible patriots of all time in America. And I watched him as a human being. I could tell he was sweating. He was very sweaty, and he was so passionate, and his speech changed my life. So I wanted to talk about ESG. This isn't a very entertaining topic, but ESG is the new social credit score for American businesses. Environmental, social governance. So basically, y'all, what's coming is if you don't meet the communist standards of environmental regulations, which probably means you have to all drive electric cars, which still destroy the environment. Social means you have to have a quota of people who look a certain way according to their skin color, not their qualifications. So if you're a company or a bit, listen, you guys, I'm serious. ESG is the communist revolution that our federal government is using against the American people. And I have Glenn Beck to thank for learning about this. So environmental social governance. So basically, it means that if you are a conservative and you don't meet their global, climate cult standards, you can't bank. You can't buy your potatoes. Y'all know I work at a conservative potato cafe to make ends meet. And by the way, everybody's sending me stars. I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. 1 penny a star, it makes a difference. So basically, a company that's conservative is soon to be cut off from banks, from insurance companies, because they don't meet the ESG standards. I want you all to Google ESG and educate yourselves. I know this is not like a super entertaining topic, but Glenn Beck opened my eyes, and I will do everything I can to support American businesses and their rights to flourish on our natural resources that should be drilled in America. So ESG, just Google it, educate yourself. Thank you, Glenn Beck, for educating me on that. Thank you for making eye contact with me. He is, oh my gosh, you guys, Glenn Beck. The whole presentation was from the heart. And I know Glenn Beck has a lot of haters out there. He's weird, he's an artist, he's a Mormon. But this man was on the stage warning us. He said, my job is to warn you of what's to come. And I'm here to warn you as well. So my Facebook game has been very, very, very weird. And the post that most recently got deleted, you can't even see it, and cut off my financial support, and I couldn't post. They said 30 days, but it's only been 48 hours, so they're playing with me. My post simply said, gays and lesbians, wake up. Gays and lesbians, consenting adults who just want to own their business, who just want to love their partner, live their best life, do makeovers. We are a gift. But I said, gays and lesbians, wake up. Do you believe that children should be drugged? Do you believe that children should be mutilated and chemically castrated? And mark my words, schmuberty blockers, I'm going to be careful how I say this, schmuberty blockers, the billion-dollar industry of schmuberty blockers, you know what I'm talking about, chemically castrate children. It's about depopulation, and it is predatory. So I simply asked on my post that you will never see because I've been reported, I simply asked, do you believe that little children should be chemically drugged and castrated and given mastectomies and hysterectomies at the age of 13? So I asked a question. I didn't attack anybody. I simply asked a question. And then my next question was, do you believe that schmattracted persons are part of you as a gay or a lesbian? Now, I'm obviously using Schmeiner-attracted schmersons to sugarcoat this because they have AI and they listen to us. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about schmetophiles, okay? Schmetophilia. The LGBTQIA plus movement now has a new flag to represent Schmeiner-attracted persons, which is just a euphemism for schmetophilia. Do you guys understand how serious this is? Do you understand how serious it is that a gay drag artist like me was banned from Facebook for trying to make a group of people feel inferior? Do you understand where we're at? The slippery slope has continued. Everything everybody was afraid of when they normalized homosexuality is coming true. Guess what? Homosexuals, adult consenting homosexuals, deserve to live their lives and just be Americans. That is over. It's done. We have our rights. Nobody cared about somebody who was a drag queen or somebody who was gay or lesbian for the past 30 years, but suddenly they do care again. And why? Because lesbians and gays, like me, and gays against shroomers, are being deliberately lumped in with this TQIA plus Schmeiner attracted persons movement. And people like me are stepping away. So it's just unbelievable to me that speaking out against schmetophilia gets you banned. Do you guys understand how evil our society and our culture has become? I mean, we have Cardi B with WAP. My nieces and nephews. That's like the #1 song in their world. Everything is declining. It's not just the LGBTQIA mafia. It's everything in our culture. And I know y'all probably watch Game of Thrones, but I'm sorry, that show is evil. It shows pregnant women being stabbed. It narrates what's going on with explicit sex scenes. So everything in our society is declining. And Lady MAGA USA is here to say, you know what? If you want to dress up, you better dress up like a regal, beautiful queen, covered neck to toe, and inspire people with your artistry. Don't go to a library or a first grade classroom and twerk and strip. And don't you dare have children on a stage in a bar getting tips from drunk homosexuals. And we also in Seattle, the Boy Scouts were marching with their pride flags, and right behind them in the parade were adult men and women who were naked on bicycles. Don't get me started. So let's see here. I talked about Glenn Beck. I talked about ESG. I talked about Kimberly. Oh, okay, so Kimberly. So this t-shirt says freedom over fear. And I wanted to plug her website, and I couldn't find it online. And guess what happened? I went to look up Mama Bears, Iowa. Guess what came up before you, Kimberly? I hope you're still watching, and I hope you join me live if we can. If not, we're doing a podcast. But I looked up Mama Bears, Iowa, hoping to find Kimberly. And guess what came up on Facebook? Mama Bears with a rainbow logo. And it was Mama Bears who tried to erase the real Mama Bears. So it was Mama Bears for their LGBTQIA plus MAP youth. And their page came up first. And they deliberately called themselves Mama Bears in order to distract people from Kimberly, who I met in Las Vegas. And guess what? I did a whole speech as Lady MAGA USA. I performed my song, Baby Take a Stand. gave a speech. And when I was done, you may have seen the video, she came up and said, now this is a drag I can support. Of course she can, because I'm theatrical and I'm silly. I'm not here to erase her rights as a mother. But anyway, I did find their website after, it took me a while to find their real website because everything directs you to the mama bears of the LGBTQIA plus thing. So their website is iowamamabears.com. Iowa, like the state, iowamamabears.com. So guess what Kimberly accomplished with the mama bears in Iowa? They took away the mandates for muzzling innocent children. Isn't that incredible? They've accomplished great things. And they worked locally. They got involved in their school board. They got involved in local politics. And in her district, little children were no longer legally mandated to muzzle themselves and collect germs and be emotionally and socially traumatized by wearing a muzzle. So how incredible is that? So that's why I'm wearing her t-shirt. And more to come from me and Kimberly because we're like BFFs. Love her. All right, so let me go over my notes. So Facebook is playing games with me. Text, the lighting is so bright. Text Lady MAGA to 53445. And that way we're going to stay in touch, whether I end up on Rumble or Patreon or Truth Social or whatever. We're going to stay in touch. And I know my time is limited on this platform. As much as I love it and I love you guys and I appreciate your stars, we know I'm not going to last on here. So let's stay in touch. 53445. Capital letters, Lady MAGA. Okay, let's go over my notes. So we talked about Glenn Beck. What an honor it was to meet him. And he responded to my tweet. Glenn Beck and somebody like me can come to a place of common sense. So you know what? You love to dress up. You're crazy. You love to wear a wig. All we ask is that you don't persecute Christians, that you don't try to indoctrinate children. And that is just common sense. So anyway, I love Glenn Beck. I really do love him. Like when I was watching him, I cried multiple times. In my makeup, which I should not do, but his speech was the best conservative presentation I've ever seen in my life. And he's there to warn us, but he also gave us ways to fight back. And when I relaunch my podcast, I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to save this country, how to get involved, and stop feeling hopeless and stop feeling depressed. We can save this country. It is not too late, damn it. Sometimes I just feel so broken. I'm like, really? MAP? I'm kicked off of Facebook for speaking out against schmedophiles? Like, what's going on? And it's so discouraging. But we are on the side of truth. We are on the side of light. And little kids like I was are being castrated and drugged, and I will not give up this fight. I just get so angry. But the anger and the discouragement is useless. We have to sparkle. We have to smile. I posted my stupid little video of me in my car with my sparkly tiara and my pretty dress. And the message there is don't let them get you down. Just keep smiling. Keep sparkling for our country. So last but not least, I want to talk about the NRA. So I got a call from like a 800 number today, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh, it's a telemarketer. And the guy on the phone was like, hi, I'm calling from the National Rifle Association to give you, hold on, I have to get my laptop because I'm going to educate you guys on the bills that are currently in our federal government that are taking away gun owners' rights. I'm using my phone, but it will appear on my laptop. So I'll be right back. Be right back. Back streets back. All right. Okay. So I'm hoping that my notes app is going to sync with my phone because I got to tell you guys about this. So the NRA called me today. I've been getting a lot of letters from them, but unfortunately I have not had the funds to renew my membership because I am quite literally, I can't make ends meet right now. You know, I'm working in a cafe and your stars, and if you buy my merch, that helps me continue. I'm not a grifter. So, gosh, I don't think I can look on my phone and it's not syncing with my laptop. Dang it. Okay, let's exit the notes app. I gotta tell you about the NRA. Don't go anywhere. Don't you go anywhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, so the NRA called me today and they told me about House Resolution 8051. So there's going to be a 1,000% tax on so-called automatic rifles, which means they are going to be impossible to purchase. And they are persecuting gun stores. They are persecuting gun-owning Americans. And the guy on the phone, I was like, tell me all about this. I got to find out what's going on. And by donating to the National Rifle Association, you are giving power to people who know the bills, who know the legislation, who are defending our right to own the weapons with which we can defend ourselves and our families. You know, Hillary Clinton and, AOC and other people, they get to have these weapons surrounding them at all times. I just don't understand why a mother in Chicago, in a scary neighborhood, doesn't have the same privilege of defending herself. It's all about elitism. So basically, the NRA called me, and I know a lot of you have bones to pick with the NRA, but I will say that they are fighting for us, the average gun-owning American. So when I talked to them, had a whole conversation, I asked the guy, I was like, are you just like a telemarketer? Did the NRA hire you to do this? I want to know you before I give money. And he was like, no, I am a gun owner. I do this because I believe in it. And I was like, okay. So it was $125 to renew my NRA membership. I don't have $125. I can't even make ends meet. I will. I know God is going to put opportunities on my path, and I don't have to worry about money in the future. So I was like, you know what? Let me get my credit card. I'm putting this on my credit card, and karma and God is going to bless me for supporting the NRA. So here's my old NRA bag. Of course, it's bedazzled, and I've taken it everywhere. It's so funny because it has holes in it. I've used it so much, it's like frayed all around the edges, and it's like worn out. So I'm gonna get a new NRA bag to take with me. But you guys, the only hope we have as Americans is the Second Amendment. Of course, free speech, of course, a strong border, everything else. But if we don't have the Second Amendment, you're not going to be able to defend yourself. And the right to keep and bear arms is the only reason America is still barely the beacon of freedom on this planet. Because in Australia, what's the first thing they did? They disarmed the people. And the people in Australia love you. I know we got a lot of Australian conservatives out there, but the majority of you in Australia were too stupid to realize that turning in your guns was submission to communism. Why does Hillary Clinton have the right to be surrounded with armed guards to protect her? Why does Barack Obama have the right to be protected by people with weapons, but the average woman, single mom, doesn't? Ask yourself that question. So anyway, I recommend all of you go to NRA.com, get the duffel bag, and support them. Because we don't all have the time to investigate whatever it was, House bill, resolution, whatever, but they do their homework. And of course, I'm not paid to say this. If I was, I would tell you. Anytime I have a sponsorship or somebody says, hey, mention us and I'll give you a donation, I will be honest about that. But I do this for free, and I'm not paid by Glenn Beck or the NRA or Iowa Mama Bears. I share this because I love this country. So recently a friend said, you ramble, your videos are too long, so I'm just going to put on a little more lip gloss and then get to work on the table in the corner and make space on my laptop and edit videos for all of you. So if you enjoyed this live and you feel like I've shared important information about iowamamabears.com, about the ESG communism that is coming into our country, about Glenn Beck, about my censorship on Facebook for speaking out against schmedophiles, share this video. It makes a difference. So I love you guys, and I break down a lot. I cry a lot. I have a lot of nightmares about the people who send me messages that say, we know where you live, BITCH. We're coming for you. Your days are limited. So I do get scared sometimes. I get nervous. And I know that in the future, anybody could make up any lie or rumor about me and try and destroy me the way they did with the Supreme Court guy. I forgot his name. But the left is evil, and they are after me. But I don't live in fear anymore. I know my mom in heaven is watching over me. We are all in this together. And for the past 3.5 years, I have proven to you who I am. And I won't let you down. So, Sharon. That is such a cute name. Debbie, I love you too. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I've been so focused on my notes that I haven't even seen your comments. But I'm going to go on there and read your comments, okay? Because when I'm depressed, I just got to read your comments and your messages, and I feel so much better. So, ladymagausa.com, you can get some of my silly merch. And I don't push this because I'm trying to get rich. I push this because I still can't really afford my rent. But your support helps. So you can get a water bottle designed by my friend who helps me for free. I call her my assistant, but she helps me for free. So you can go to my website, ladymagausa.com, and make a monthly donation or buy some merchandise, or more importantly, listen to my podcast, which is going to be relaunching very soon. So I love you guys, and I never shut up. So I'm going to shut up, just shut up. And I love you. I won't let you down. I've proven myself as a patriot. I've proven myself as who I am. So come what may. Come attacks. Come censorship. Come lies. Come rumors. I don't care. You guys know who I am. And I will fight for this country with every fiber of my being. Because behind the makeup and the sparkles and the wigs, I am an alpha patriot. Who cares if I'm gay? I am a hardcore patriot. And I love this country. And I am with every family in this country, whether they're black, white, whatever, Christian, everybody. We are all Americans together. I'm different. I dress up. I'm crazy. I love to wear a wig. I love my makeup. I am no different than any other patriot. And as I always say, behind the makeup is an alpha male patriot who happens to be gay. So anyway, I'm done. I will shut up now. Go to, let me find the website one more time, sorry. iowamamabears.com. iowamamabears.com. Give them money and follow their example in your state, because they successfully saved their innocent children from the muzzle, and you can too, because you know they're going to try to muzzle us again. Also, go to the NRA, become a member, because they are fighting the fight for us. So your donation, like I put on my credit card today, goes toward people who are defending your Second Amendment. Anyway, I promise to shut up now. I'm done. I love you. Sharon, Sandy, I love you. Bye-bye. I love you all so much.